Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cub Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here at PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, and that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game is so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
At PSM Sports Therapy, recovery is more than getting you back to your sport. It's about building a stronger version of you. Our team of experts uses state-of-the-art technology to build personalized care plans that get you healthy and back in action safely. With no physician order needed, contact us directly to receive top-quality care exactly when you need it. Call 260-266-4007. Visit one of our Fort Wayne locations or go to psmsports.com to learn more.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSM, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Street life, I was trying to sound harder than the street life. Ran the streets, I'm tired.
Hey, sorry about that, folks. It looked like we had some technical difficulties there, but anyway, we are getting ready for the start of this game between the Trine Thunder and the Manchester Spartans. A little college baseball going on here at Parkview Field as part of the PSM Baseball Classic. Now, this is an exhibition game. Both Manchester and Trine have already played a 3-game series this year, but they are playing today here at Parkview Field. They get the special chance to come here to a pro ballpark and play in front of, well, not necessarily a capacity crowd, but play in front of a crowd here at Parkview Field in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So far, Manchester comes into this game at 14-20 on the year. Not quite the season that the Spartans had a year ago, a year where they did finish over 500, and ended up finishing that season at 29-14 overall. It was a very good season for head coach Rick Esposito and the Spartans. But so far this year, they are 14-20. Of course, you always start the season when you play in Indiana. You always start the college season usually going on the road because college season starts early, and the weather here in Indiana not always great. Sometimes they try to get some games in. Sometimes they have to go out of state. Manchester had to go to Asbury University in Winchester, Kentucky, and then they played a series of games down in Fort Pierce, Florida, before having their in-state opener, if you will, at Championship Park in Kokomo, Indiana. But lately, most recent games for Manchester were against Earlham College in Richmond, Indiana. They ended up getting swept in those games, 14-0 in 7 innings in the first game, 6-3 in the second game, 13-3 in 7 innings in the third game. And now today, a little exhibition action before Manchester goes back home to close out the regular season with Berea College. So this being an exhibition game, it will not count towards either team's regular season record, whether that's Trine or Manchester. But both teams hoping that they can come away with a win here at Parkview Field in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And we do have some local athletes on the rosters, some of which you'll get to see for both Manchester and Trine. Michael Dirkman is actually the starting center fielder for Manchester. He went to Carroll High School. Drew Pressler went to Bluffton. Donovan Massing went to Leo High School, and I believe he is starting this game for Manchester University. You also have Tom Keppel from Heritage. You got Owen Ritchie from East Noble. He's also starting in this game. Eli Platt from Columbia City. He is not starting this game. Perhaps you'll see him come in later in the ballgame, though. Jackson Toder from Homestead, again, not starting this game. Josh Wurgis from DeKalb, not starting this game either, but he is on the roster. He's a sophomore. Jaden Stump from Central Noble, also on the roster. Jake McGrath from Carroll is also on the roster for Manchester. They also boast Ty Lawson from Homestead. Josh McGrath from East Noble. There's actually two Josh McGraths on the, Jake McGrath is from Carroll. Josh McGrath is from East Noble. In fact, he was on the roster for East Noble just a year ago. Got some starts a year ago for the East Noble Knights. In addition to that, you also have Matthew Tarleton from Carroll. He's a sophomore. Hunter Cole from East Noble. He's a sophomore. And I think that might be all for the Northeast Indiana ball players on the roster. Again, longtime head coach Rick Esposito is the head coach for the Manchester Spartans. Max Horner has the highest batting average of all the regular players for Manchester. .423 average on this season, 36 RBIs, 4 homers. He leads the Spartans in RBIs. He is second on the team in home runs. Trine is led in RBIs by Cole Temple. He's got 26 ribbies, 6 home runs. Kai Jones has also produced 24 RBIs on the year. He hasn't homered yet, but he's second on the team in RBIs. And Luke Burford, who you will see in the starting lineup, has 21 RBIs and a homer. Cole Schmidt-Thuber has 2 homers and 13 RBIs this year. Brody Bond has a homer and 15 RBIs. So there is certainly some power in the Trine lineup, even though they come into this game with just 8 wins on the season. 8-29 is the record for the Thunder. They're led by second-year head coach Brett Ratcliffe. And they boast some Northeast Indiana ball players in their own right as well. I'll give you a look at who makes that list. Try to get you some of the guys that make that list. They got Luke Metzler from Blackhawk Christian. He's in the starting lineup for tonight. They also have Evan Chappelle from Homestead. His brother Eli still plays at Homestead. They've got Noah Hess from Snyder. Noah Hess will be the starting pitcher for Trine in this ball game. Jaden Garcia also from Snyder. Braden Kuhnberger from New Haven High School. New Haven's having a decent season in baseball this year. Probably not quite the season they'd like to have, but it has been a decent season. And Owen Raber from Homestead also puts on the blue and gold for the Trine Thunder, but he will not be in the starting lineup this year. And as the head coaches are out there talking with the umpires, I think I'll go ahead and give you the starting lineup for the Trine Thunder. Luke Burford is the shortstop. He will lead things off. He'll be followed by the second baseman, William Taxack. Designated hitter is Brody Bond. He'll bat third, followed by the catcher, Nathan Gilmett. Batting fifth is Cole Temple. He's the third baseman. Dylan Jenkins is the left fielder. He'll bat sixth. First baseman Cole Clements will bat seventh. Right fielder Luke Metzler will bat ninth. And Cole Schmidt-Thuber, the center fielder, will bat ninth. Metzler will bat eighth. Schmidt-Thuber will bat ninth. Here's the defense for the Spartans. Max Horner's in left field. Michael Dirkman in center. Donovan Massing in right. At first base, it's Joel Kennedy. At second base, it's Bo Kaler. It's Alex Westfield at short. Owen Ritchie at third. Ty Lawson is on the mound. And Evan Schmittendorf is the catcher. And now I'll turn it over to Chris Darby, who will announce the starting lineup officially. And I'll see if any changes might be made.
First, the Trine Thunder. Leading off shortstop, Luke Burford. Batting second, playing second, William Toshik. Batting third, designated hitter, Brody Bond. Batting fourth, Nathan Gilman. Batting fifth, third baseman, Cole Temple. Batting sixth, left fielder, Ty Jones. Batting seventh, first baseman, Cole Clements. Batting eighth, right fielder, Luke Metzler. Batting ninth, center fielder, Cole Schmidt-Huber. Ninth pitcher, Noah Hess.
Thunder pitcher is Noah Hess. Evan Schmittendorf is the catcher for Manchester. And Ty Lawson is the starting pitcher for Manchester on the bump right now, getting ready to face this Thunder lineup.
Batting leadoff, left fielder, Max Horner. Batting second, first baseman, Joel Kennedy. Batting third, designated hitter, Cam Bortone. Batting fourth, right fielder, Donovan Massey.
Ty Lawson with a 6.14 earned run average so far this season. He's pitched 63 innings on the year. 24 walks, 30 strikeouts. And he'll start off by facing Luke Burford. Luke Burford having a pretty good season for the Trine Thunder. Face Luke Burford to start things off. The pitch on its way, and that is on the corner for a called strike, and we're underway between Trine and Manchester. Pitch on its way, and that's bounced toward third. Owen Ritchie is there, and his throw is in time. Joel Kennedy digs it out. One up, one down so far in this ball game, and that'll send up William Taxack. Check that, Toxic, William Toxic. Not sure if you hear that in the background. That is a train horn. There's a Norfolk Southern, or set of Norfolk Southern tracks out across from the parking lot here at Parkview Field. Trains are certainly in earshot of the fans around here as that ball is fouled off by Toxic. And he takes that one down and away. That'll be ball 2. Toxic comes into this game batting .241 on the year. Slap foul and out of play. Of course, Trine is located in Angola, Indiana. They do have a golf course there on campus, Zollner Golf Course. And that's taken off the plate. Count runs full. Again, Lawson does have a 6.14 earned run average this season. On the ground, backhanded by Kennedy. And Lawson gets over to cover the bag. Job well done by both Kennedy and Lawson for out number 2. That will send up Brody Bond. Brody Bond batting .256 on the year. He's got 15 RBIs. Flared to the right side. And if Massing's going to chase this one down, it's a long run. That's a fair ball. That's extra bases for Bond, and he will pull into second with a stand-up double. And the Thunder are threatening. The Trine Thunder wearing the gold uniforms. Manchester wearing the black uniform, so it's a little color rush game, kind of like what we had in the first game and also like what we had yesterday between Leo and Norwell. It was Leo, the home team, who wore the black, and Norwell, who wore gold. As Lawson steps off, does not go for a throw into second. That one is taken downstairs. Nathan Gilmet at the plate right now for Trine. And another pickoff try, but Bond is in safely. Gilmet batting .293 on the year. He has 7 RBIs and a scoring chance for the Thunder as that ball is fouled off. Count goes to 1-1. Fly ball hit into right field. Massing drifting back, changes direction, and he makes the catch just short of the warning track. Donovan Massing, the Leo grad, tracks it down out in right field. Trine gets a double, but no runs. Manchester will come to bat here in the bottom of the first inning, and just before they do, I will go ahead and give you the starting lineup for the Manchester Spartans. They're going to have Max Horner, the left fielder, leading things off. He'll be followed by the first baseman, Joel Kennedy. Cam Bortone, the designated hitter, bats third. Donovan Massing, who you just saw make that catch out in right field, will bat cleanup. He'll be followed by the shortstop, Alex Westfield. Catcher Evan Schmittendorf will bat sixth. He'll be followed by the third baseman, Owen Ritchie, the East Noble grad. Second baseman, Bo Kaler, bats eighth. And the center fielder from Carroll High School here in Fort Wayne, Michael Dirkman, will bat ninth. Cole Clements gets the start at first base today for the Thunder. William Taxick starts at second. Luke Burford starts at short. Cole Temple starts at third. Dylan Jenkins, at least as I have it, Dylan Jenkins starting in left field, although the lineup did say Jones. Cole Schmidt-Thuber starts in center. Luke Metzler starts in right. Nathan Gilman is behind the plate, and the starting pitcher for Trine is someone that Fort Wayne folks will probably be familiar with. It's Noah Hess. Now, Noah Hess did a lot of pitching for the Snyder Panthers when he was in high school. However, I'm not seeing that he has any games under his belt on the mound this year, so this might be his first start of the season. Now, technically it is an exhibition game, so any numbers put together in this game will not count towards regular season records, but Noah Hess getting a chance to pitch here in Parkview Field, and I'm sure he loves the opportunity. You may remember last year, Noah Hess and the Snyder Panthers won a regional title with Hess pitching a complete game against Homestead in that regional championship game. He got one strikeout and essentially saved the best for last. And I'm seeing a lot of kids in black and gold to my right, but I think those are the guys from Fairview High School. They just played today here at Parkview Field against Hicksville. So it looks like they're getting a chance to get some food and relax after having just played a whole ball game. Max Horner will lead things off for Manchester here in the bottom of the first. Max Horner, a .423 hitter. He has the highest batting average on the team. He's squaring to bunt already. Horner leads the Spartans in RBIs this year with 36. He lays off that pitch on the outside part of the plate. I should say off the outside part of the plate. That's going foul and out of play, and unfortunately I don't have a radar gun or anything to measure exit velocity, but the exit velocity, no doubt, from these college hitters is going to be a lot higher than what you're going to see from a lot of the high school hitters. That ball's hit on the ground to second. Toxic with the play and the throw to first for out number one. Joel Kennedy will lead things off for Manchester. He bats second this inning. Joel Kennedy batting .292. He has 6 home runs this year and 21 RBIs. And he lifts this one to left center field. That's looking like trouble, but Schmidt-Thuber able to run it down out there in center. Well, he hammered that pitch, but Schmidt-Thuber able to run it down. Job well done. And we've got 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Cam Bortone will step to the plate for Manchester. 2 down, nobody on. Now the Trine Thunder got their only hit of this ball game with 2 outs. It's their only hit of this ball game because they've only had 1 innings worth of at-bats. Popped him up left side of the infield. Burford calls and makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Spartans here in the bottom of the first. We will be back for the second inning in a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Well, either we've got a pitching change or Ty Lawson's throwing some side armors. He wasn't throwing a lot of side armors. I'm trying to get a look as to who that is on the mound right now because I didn't see Lawson throwing a whole lot of side armors. It looks like that's not Lawson who's on the mound. So that's a pitching change after only an inning's worth of work, if I'm not mistaken. It's a pitching change. As Cole Temple comes into bat. Yeah, that's Jackson Toter. Jackson Toter who's on the mound. Toder, the former Homestead Spartan. And this ball is grounded by Temple to short. Westfield gathers, and Kennedy kept his foot on the bag. I have to make a correction. It's Kai Jones who's the starting left fielder, and he comes to the plate. Wearing number 24 today, it looks like. That's what threw me off on the roster. Normally number 24 on the roster for Trine is Dylan Jenkins, but this is Kai Jones at the plate, and not surprising that he'd be in the lineup. Jones has 24 RBIs this year. He's hitting .322, and he bounces that one foul. The 1-1 to Jones, trying to find the hole. Backhanded by Westfield. That's a tough play. He's not going to get him. Infield single for Jones. And the Thunder have their second hit of this game. And that'll send Cole Clemens to the plate. Now, Cole Clemens is only making his third start of the year. He has 5 RBIs this year, but he is batting .400 on the season. Left-handed hitter coming up, and that sidearm pitch catches the corner. Now, there is movement on a sidearm pitch in the sense that it often moves from the batter's point of view left to right. That's if you're facing a right-handed pitcher. And that is the case right now with Toder on the mound. That's downstairs. I thought I heard one of those Fairview kids say, "Going," as if to announce that the runner from first is taken off for second. But Jones at this point has not taken off. He's still at first. That's down and away. Toder trying to locate his pitches. He's missed the last few after starting out ahead in the count. Flared to left field. Horner has a play and has the catch. Can of corn. That'll send the Blackhawk Christian grad Luke Metzler to the plate. As I recall, Metzler was one of the better hitters in the Braves lineup. Now he makes the trip up to Angola to go to college. About a 50-minute drive from Fort Wayne as that pitch is taken on the corner for a called strike. Of course, Angola is Indiana Lake country. I believe there's a few lakes up in Angola and surrounding areas. As Metzler fouls that one off, he's behind in the count 0-2. This season, Metzler hitting just .172. This is his 8th start of the year, or it would be his 8th start of the year if this wasn't an exhibition game. That's downstairs. Count goes to 1-2. So I'm sure it's nice for these Fort Wayne kids that are playing for either Trine or Manchester to come back to this ballpark. Some of them would have gotten to play in this ballpark. The PSM Baseball Classic. Called strike 3. That's Toder, the former Homestead Spartan, striking out Metzler, the former Blackhawk Christian Brave. Well, in each inning, Trine has gotten a runner aboard, but has not been able to score just yet. A couple of replays worth showing to you here. Here's Kai Jones and his infield single. Put that ball in a tough spot. Westfield with a nice backhand. Short arm the throw, and that's probably better than, no doubt better than the potential result of an error, an overthrow. Allows the runner to take first easily. As it is, it's an infield single for Jones, but Toder was able to battle back Got Clemens to fly out, and then got Metzler, fellow Fort Wayne native, to strike out. That's Toter, the former Homestead Spartan, striking out Metzler, the former Blackhawk Christian Brave. And the Manchester Spartans will come to bat here in the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be Donovan Massing, Alex Westfield, and Evan Schmittendorf. Now, Donovan Massing went to Leo High School. He made a nice catch out in right field back in the top of the first inning. He's a senior this year, 6'2". And Massing currently hitting .330 with 17 RBIs, and he has homered this season. Westfield, meanwhile, a sophomore out of Rockledge, Florida. Looks like he went to Vieira High School. I believe Vieira is nearby to Melbourne, Florida. Melbourne used to be where the Florida Marlins, now known as the Miami Marlins, played their spring training games at Space Coast Stadium. That site has been turned into a multi-field complex. Nobody spring trains there anymore, but they have multiple baseball fields and softball fields, and they'll host college tournaments. I know Indiana Tech's softball team has gone down there. This is Donovan Massing, the Leo grad at the plate. And that was in there for a called strike. And it looks like already Trine has made a change on the mound. Both these coaches making changes already. They're keeping me on my toes. That's inside for a ball. My apologies, I can't see the number. Might have said 27, which would be Gary Boyer. Trine maybe already making another pitching change. That's upstairs, 3-1. They've got another arm warming up in the pen. There's action in the Manchester pen, but it's not anybody throwing. Got a guy going through his throwing motion as Massing grounds that one to short. Burford the throw in time. And that will send up Alex Westfield. Westfield, a sophomore. He's the one from Rockledge, Florida. I believe that's close to where Space Coast Complex is. That's the former spring training home of the Florida Marlins, now the Miami Marlins. But Space Coast Complex is no longer home to any spring training facilities. However, like I said, they do host a lot of baseball and softball tournaments over there. College teams will come down there. Indiana Tech has sent their softball team down there. It's possible that their baseball team has even gone down there. It's possible that these two teams have even gone down there. That's sent out of play, and still an 0-2 count on Westfield. Westfield batting .240 coming into this game. He has 20 RBIs, but he comes up here with nobody on. And one out for Manchester. Evan Schmittendorf is the man on deck. That's a good pitch right on the corner for a called strike. I think I have to correct myself. I think that's Joseph Banson who's on the mound for Trine. That looked like a 37 when he turned around. Here's Schmittendorf. Evan Schmittendorf batting .278 on the year. 17 RBIs this season. He takes that one inside. Schmittendorf, the starting catcher for Manchester in this ball game. That one did catch the inside corner for a called strike. Count evens at 1 apiece. Schmittendorf, a sophomore of Granger, Indiana, transferred from Purdue Fort Wayne. Would have been after Purdue Fort Wayne let go of their baseball and softball programs. I believe this is the first full year where PFW has not had a baseball team. Now, they still have their field. Softball field is still there. In fact, the softball field played host to a game between Heritage and Bishop Luers earlier this season. That's a high school game, of course. And that pitch is taken upstairs to even the count at 2 apiece. If Schmittendorf were to reach base, Owen Ritchie would be the next man up. Umpire correcting the count up there. He shows that it's 3-2. So we'll change our scoreboard as well. There's the payoff. That's well hit, but foul and out of play. Headed over to the Huntington University Picnic Pavilion. Schmittendorf does have 17 RBIs. He has homered this year. And that one hits him. And Manchester will have their first base runner of this game, and that will send Owen Ritchie to the plate. Owen Ritchie, a junior out of East Noble. I believe he's the brother of Kobe Ritchie, who just recently finished up his high school career at East Noble. Ritchie, a .212 hitter this year, 15 RBIs. Made a good play at third earlier in this ball game. There goes the runner. Schmittendorf takes off, and he is into second with a stolen base. And Manchester has a runner in scoring position. Schmittendorf was the first base runner of this game for Manchester. And now Ritchie trying to cash in and maybe get a run on the board. He takes that for a strike on the inside corner. Bo Kaler is the man on deck, and then if we get that far, Michael Dirkman is in the hole. Fouls it off. Schmittendorf was going again. Now that's your catcher already stealing a base here in this second inning and trying for a second stolen base. That's the whole Fairview Apaches team to my right. Fly ball hit well to right field. Can Metzler track it down? No, he can't. It drops over his head. Schmittendorf is in, and Manchester leads it 1-0. Owen Ritchie, the RBI double. That goes not only as the first run, but the first hit of the game for Manchester. So they've broken up the no-hitter after already having broken up the perfect game this inning. And a well-hit ball by Ritchie, just a hard-hit ball the other way. And Bo Kaler is up at the plate looking for more. So we've got the Northeast Indiana guys, or at least one of them, bringing home a run. Owen Ritchie from East Noble making it happen there as Kaler takes on the inside corner for a strike. Try to give you another look at this. At least you'll see the hit, perhaps. It's just a hard hit ball. It's never easy to track down a fly ball over your shoulder. Swing and a miss. The pitch was not contacted, so Ritchie will take third. The downside for Manchester is that makes the count 0-2. The upside, the runner moves to third. And now a simple single could be enough to make it 2-0. The 0-2 on the way, and he got hit by the pitch. Kaler is aboard, and the Manchester threat continues. Well, Trine had a chance to get out of this inning unscathed, but Owen Ritchie had other ideas, and I think Michael Dirkman wants to keep the damage going. There goes Kaler, and then he stops. He started into a steal. He went almost full on into a dead sprint and then stopped on a dime. Dirkman hitting .284 on the year. He does have 10 RBIs. That RBI double by Ritchie would have been his 16th of the year if this weren't an exhibition game. The leadoff hitter Max Horner is on deck. Michael Dirkman from Carroll High School played for Dave Ginder, the two-time state champion. That's off the plate. Gilmet paying attention to the runners, but nobody took off. And that's a wild pitch. That ball ricochets, but it's not going to come back far enough. Ritchie is in, and Manchester now leads it 2-0. Well, Owen Ritchie gets to drive home a run and score a run all in the same inning. And there's Kaler at second. I think that's Brett Ratcliffe heading his way out toward the mound. I wouldn't expect him to make a pitching change unless he thinks that Banson might be hurt. It's Joseph Banson, the freshman out of Rochester, Minnesota. Minnesota's produced some really good ball players in Major League Baseball in recent years. You think of Michael Busch of the Cubs, Caleb Thielbar, a reliever for the Cubs, Matt Wallner of the Minnesota Twins, Isaac Collins of the Kansas City Royals. I think there's another whose name escapes me, but it looks like Trine is going to make a pitching change here. So I'll tell you more about that when we come back. And now the Trine players are coming out of the dugout. Looks like Banson's day on the mound is done. And I'll tell you more about this new reliever when we come back.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions, but I ain't really the game up. We make sure they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on rapping out Lamborghinis. The Yankees turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't.
Well, the new pitcher for Trine is Charlie West. Charlie West is a sophomore from Cleveland, Ohio. And he comes in inheriting a 3-0 count to Michael Dirkman. This is an exhibition game, so things will be a little bit different. It's one of the reasons why you have a pitcher coming in with a 3-0 count already. But Dirkman's trying to add another run. in an inning where 2 runs have already scored for the Manchester Spartans. He won't add a run, but he'll add a base runner. And that brings back the top of the order, Max Horner, a very dangerous hitter in his own right. Sophomore out of Goshen, Indiana. He went to Northridge. If I'm not mistaken, Northridge does have a pretty good baseball program. Had a real good boys basketball season. The girls basketball season at Northridge has been top-notch for a while under Doug Springer. That's in the small town of Middlebury, Indiana. It may be a small town, but the athletics there is pretty darn good. And you see that in a lot of different Indiana towns. I think of Ossian, Indiana, where Norwell is located. Lots of great athletes. Their baseball team has won multiple state championships. Last year, the girls' basketball team won a state championship. The football team has had some good seasons. More recently, they've struggled. All that to say that small-town athletics has proven to be pretty good here in the great state of Indiana. The count is 1-2, as Horner could not hold up his swing. Horner comes up with ducks on the pond, and Manchester already leading 2-0. That's downstairs. Gilman able to keep it in front. West with a 31.5 ERA. Popped up, and that's going out of play. That'll land on the roof. It's probably right above. It definitely went right above where I'm sitting, but it also went above the roof. I'd need more than go-go gadget arms to catch that one. 2-2 the count on Max Horner. That almost hit him. You'll see hitters with an open stance. Horner's stance is more closed. His front foot, his left foot is closer to the plate than his right foot. Here's the payoff. Bounced foul, and Horner stays alive. The runner's got to jump with a 3-2 count. They'll have to go back. Joel Kennedy is on deck, and he's a dangerous hitter. Horner, the leading run producer for these Spartans. I believe Kennedy's the leading home run hitter. That's ball 4. And the Spartans have loaded the bases. Two runs, 1 hit this inning for Manchester, and they're looking for more. And they should say the Thunder have some action in the bullpen once again, as Joel Kennedy steps to the plate. Kennedy, a .292 hitter, 6 home runs. As that ball bounces, does not wander far enough for Kaler to come home. The count goes to 1-0. That's a pretty good pitch right on the corner. Charlie West pulled out his paintbrush that time. Right-handed pitcher out of Cleveland. Here's the 1-1. That runs way inside. Cam Bortone is on deck. Joel Kennedy has 21 RBIs. Now, he can't add to that total here only because this is an exhibition game. But he does flare that one into right field. Metzler comes in. He won't get it. 1 run's already in. Throw comes to the plate. That's not going to be in time. A 2-run single for Joel Kennedy. Joel Kennedy came into this game with 21 RBIs. He would have 23 if this wasn't an exhibition game, but he'll take it, and he'll take a 4-0 lead for his squad. You always want to play well, whether it's regular season or exhibition. Kennedy taken off. That ball's grounded toward third. Kind of backs up on Temple. He'll make his throw to first for the out. Bortone grounds out to bring the second inning to an end, but Manchester goes up 4-0 as we go to the third inning here on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Well, the Manchester Spartans, with the 4-0 lead, is Toter still on the mound? I don't think so. He's not sidearming. Both of these coaches so far have changed pitchers every inning at this point. Ty Lawson was the starter on the bump. But I believe that's number 31 for Manchester, and number 31 is Jake McGrath, senior out of Carroll High School. He'll face Cole Schmidthuber. To start off the top half of the third. Trine's already used 3 pitchers. And this is the third pitcher that Manchester has used. He misses inside. He got hit by the pitch, and Schmidthuber will take his base. That'll get us back to the top of the order, and Luke Burford, a .315 hitter. 21 RBIs this year as the Thunder try to put a little threat together. Thunder only 8-29 this year. Brett Ratcliffe in his second year at the helm up there in Indiana Lake Country. And that is just off the plate. It's Indiana Lake Country, but they also have a railroad depot that they have used for the Nickel Plate Road 765 steam engine, some of its excursions. Schmidthuber is back in safely at first. Burford grounded out to third his last time up. So far, Owen Ritchie, who's patrolling third today, has gotten a put out from third and also gotten an RBI double. Also scored a run on a wild pitch. Owen Ritchie, the former East Noble Knight. Luke Burford went to Crown Point. There goes the runner. The pitch is high and no throw whatsoever. It's an easy stolen base for Schmidthuber. Schmidthuber, a senior, and maybe he can sing, but he's a senior out of Brighton, Colorado. Burford was ready to head off to first. It's called a strike. He didn't start running off to first, but he went like he was going to drop the bat. I think he stopped himself for a moment as if to say, wait a minute, am I going to get the call? No, I'm not. And he crushes that to deep left field. Does Horner have a play? He does, all the way to the warning track. The runner tags, and Schmidthuber is in. That ball was hammered by Burford. Didn't hit it far enough to get a homer, but he did hit it far enough to advance the runner. William Toxic comes to the plate. He grounded out to first his last time up. Now, if he does that here, it's probably a run for the Thunder. Thunder have put runners on base in every inning so far. Can they take advantage of the chance? Infield not playing in. The guy closest to the plate in the infield is Ritchie at third. Technically, the guy closest to the infield is always the pitcher, or closest to the plate. Strike that. The guy closest to the plate is always the catcher. Pitcher is second on that list. But of all the infielders, it's always the third baseman. Dirkman has to come in. He'll make the catch. The runner will not tag. That was a long run for Dirkman, the Carroll grad, but he makes the play. And Dirkman did what you're supposed to do there. You're supposed to start back with your drop step. And if you do that and you have to change direction and come forward, it's easier to change direction when you start back and then go forward as opposed to starting forward and then going backwards. Brody Bond, the batter, and he takes a called strike. Hopefully he'll get a chance to show you that play from Dirkman out in center field. Of course, Trine is hoping to give me some other replays to show you. Maybe an RBI hit. Bond doubled his last time up, but nobody was on when that happened. Did give Trine their first base runner of the game. He's now ahead in the count 2-1. Fouled off, 2-2. Boy, that looked pretty good. McGrath was headed back to the dugout. He thought it was strike three. Instead, it's ball three, and the count is full. His fellow former Charger just made the play in center field to keep the runner at third. This one's lifted into shallow left center. Dirkman comes in. He calls off everybody and makes the catch. Dirkman had to cover some ground there in that third inning. Well, he's giving me a couple of replays to show you, and I'll go ahead and show them to you right now as we're at break. This replay is brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Now, first on this one, Dirkman does start back. Not a big drop step, but he does start with a drop step before he comes in. And that is a good, hard throw. Comes right to the plate. And I got to think that if the runner had come home, he probably would have been out. At the very least, it would have been a close play. But then Dirkman had to cover perhaps even more ground on this fly ball than he did on the first one. Here's another look at it. One wasn't quite so easy. He had multiple guys going for it, but Dirkman comes in, covers all the ground he needs to, and makes the play. Center fielder has priority over the left fielder as well as the shortstop, so that's Dirkman's call and ultimately Dirkman's catch. And the former Carroll Charger fielding his position in center very well. And I'll have to wait and see if this is a new pitcher. I'm trying to get a read on the number because so far, Manchester's changed pitchers every inning. Trine's used 3 pitchers already, 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Now that's still Charlie West out there on the bump. So he gets to go multiple innings here. As Donovan Massing, the Leo grad, comes to the plate. He made a nice catch out in right field today. You know, if you think the right field position isn't going to see a lot of fly ball action, think again. You have to deal with right-handed hitters who can go to the opposite field. You have to deal with really good left-handed hitters who can go to the ball out the opposite field but can also pull the ball really well. That one skips in the dirt, and it's a 1-1 count on Massing. Massing hitting .330 on the year with 17 RBIs, and he cranks it past third. That's a fair ball. Headed to the corner, Massing on his way to second, and he is in with a stand-up double. The former Leo Lion makes his way to second. Alex Westfield was a strikeout victim his last time up, but he comes up with a man in scoring position. These Fairview guys really getting into it. Fairview High School is in Sherwood, Ohio. Of course, I'm pretty sure Sherwood is not the only school represented by Fairview, or not the only town represented by Fairview. Some other towns that feed into the school. That pitch runs into the dirt. Of course, Fairview is an example of how good small-town baseball can be. They are in Sherwood, Ohio, which is a very small town. They just won their 12th game of the season. 12-3 is their record, beating Hicksville. Lifted in the air, down the left field line. Was that caught? I think it landed foul. I know it was caught. It was caught out in left field by Kai Jones. My apologies, I couldn't see him through all the netting over there off the left side. That's going to send up Evan Schmittendorf. Schmittendorf was hit by a pitch his last time up. He did steal second, then tried to steal third. Manchester's coming off a 29-win season. 29-14 last year. Right now they're 14-20 with only 3 regular season games left, as this pitch is fouled off out of bounds. So they can't finish the regular season over 500. But they've got one more home series coming up. They can at least close out the regular season, perhaps winning 2 out of 3 or maybe even coming up with a sweep. That pitch runs inside to make the count 2-1. Again, Owen Ritchie, who's had a really good game already, is on deck. Made a nice play at third and then had an RBI double. He went on to score on a wild pitch. That's up and in. And a 3-1 count on Schmittendorf. That runs in on him, and that is ball 4. That will send up the East Noble grad Owen Ritchie. Owen Ritchie, a junior from East Noble. And he's already had an RBI double in this game and made a fine play from third base. There goes the runner from second, swing and a miss. The throw is well in time, and the tag is made. Donovan Massing gunned down on his way to third. After he doubled earlier this frame, he's taken off the bases. Schmittendorf does move up to second. Count is 0-1, and Ritchie takes downstairs for a ball. 2-1 delivery, and that one is apparently on the corner for a called strike. One-two on its way. In the air to center. Schmidt-Huber comes in and makes a catch. And Trine gets out of the inning unscathed. Manchester still leading 4-0. We'll come back for the fourth after this here on this broadcast of the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Manchester is leading 4-0 over Trine as we get ready for the fourth inning. Trying to see if any further changes have been made on the mound by Manchester. There have been a lot of pitching changes already on both sides, not just for Trine. They have made a couple of pitching changes. That might be number 36, Ty Bartone. Cam Bartone is already the designated hitter. If that's Bartone, that would already be the third pitcher used. They've used Jake McGrath, and it is Tyler Bartone. This is an exhibition game, so we're seeing more pitching changes than you might expect. This is already the fourth pitching change for Manchester. They haven't even given up a run yet. Nathan Gilmet will lead things off for Trine. And Gilmet takes it down and away for ball one. He's hitting .293 this year with 7 RBIs. He started 20 games. Trine has played 37 games this year. And Gilmet takes that for a called strike on the corner. As for Bartone, he has a 6.08 earned run average. As this ball is fouled out of play. That broken glass sound you heard was just a sound effect. Just by the reaction of some of those Fairview kids, I'm not sure they knew that. Swing and a miss. And Bartone strikes out the first batter he faces. That'll send Cole Temple to the plate. Tyler Bartone, a graduate student from South Bend, Indiana. He actually would have done his undergrad at Indiana Wesleyan. Of course, folks in Fort Wayne are certainly familiar with Indiana Wesleyan. St. Francis plays Indiana Wesleyan in the Crossroads League, the artist formerly known as the Mid-Central College Conference. And, of course, some of the area schools, I should say, send their cross-country teams down to Indiana Wesleyan. for the Wildcat Classic. Excuse me, the Marion Invitational, although I think that they'll go down for the Wildcat Classic as well. It's about an hour south of Fort Wayne, almost at that halfway point between Fort Wayne and Indianapolis as you go down Interstate 69. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that's in there for a called strike. I mentioned Leo High School. They've got a guy who's now at Indiana Wesleyan. That's Landon Ruoff. That's ball 4. Cole Temple draws the 1-out walk. Well, Trine's had base runners every inning so far. At this point, they have not been able to get one home as Kai Jones comes to the plate. Kai Jones is having a good season. He singled his last time up, and he takes that one upstairs for a ball. That's lifted foul and out of play. Temple was getting a big lead over there at first. Count goes to 1-1 as Cole Clements is the man on deck for Trine. That's down and away. The count goes to 2-1. I do know that the St. Louis Cardinals are leading the Pittsburgh Pirates 3-1. Pirates seem like they're trying to build their roster from the ground up as this ball is popped up into shallow right field. Massing coming on. Kaler's got it. He'll make the catch. Now, the outfielder usually does have priority, but Kaler had a shorter route to that ball than Massing did. So Massing did the right thing in letting Kaler go for that pop-up. Cole Clements, 0 for 1 so far. He flew out to left field his last time up. He comes up with a runner on first. And Clements takes that one outside for ball 1. Clements batting .400 on the year. He's only started twice. Big lead over there at first. Temple not able to advance on the foul ball. If Clemens should get on base, Luke Metzler would be the next man up. The Blackhawk Christian grad. Another big lead for Temple. Schmittendorf held it about as long as he could, but the pitch was called a ball. Kick in the 2-1, and that almost hits him. Schmittendorf able to block it, but the count runs to 3-1. And that's off the plate as well, ball 4. Again, Schmittendorf tried to hold it as long as he could, but the pitch was outside. Luke Metzler will come to the plate. Metzler 0 for 1 in the game so far. And he takes that for a called strike. Pretty big hole on the right side as Kaler went over to cover the bag just a moment ago. And the 0-1 does catch the zone, as it turns out. Oh, 0-2 the count. A big pitch coming up here for Tyler Bartone. And that's off the plate. Makes it a 1-2 count. Bartone trying to get out of this inning. Trine trying to keep the threat going. Bartone delivers, and it's too tall. Cole Schmidt-Huber is the man on deck. Metzler trying to keep the inning going, but the inning comes to an end with a strikeout. Bartone gets the job done. And Metzler struck out twice in this ball game so far as we get ready to go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Before we do, I'm going to go ahead and get a few words in from our sponsors. It is because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you broadcasts of normally high school sports, in this case college baseball, here on SummitCitySports.com. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on X at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So we have another pitching change for the Thunder. Andrew Basso, senior out of Dexter, Michigan. So pitching changes all over the place. This is an exhibition game, so there's a little more freedom to do that. This is Bo Kaler coming to the plate. He pops up the first pitch. Toxic is there, and William Toxic makes the catch. One pitch, one out to start the bottom of the fourth. And that'll send up the center fielder, Michael Dirkman. Dirkman's fielded his position well out in center field so far today. Made a couple of nice plays. He's a Carroll graduate. Always nice to get to watch some players from around this area who've gone on to play college ball. That's the case with Dirkman. Former Carroll Charger, played for Dave Ginder. The 0-1 on the way is swung on and missed. In fact, speaking of former Chargers, one of the groundskeepers here at Parkview Field is a former Charger, Bryce Ginder. I believe that's the son of Dan Ginder, the athletic director at Carroll. Although Bryce did play for Dave, as this ball is lined into right field, that is caught! Run down in right field by Metzler. Great play. Luke Metzler, the former Blackhawk Christian Brave, makes the play in right field. And again, don't get the idea that right fielders never see the ball come their way. They certainly do, especially when you're going up against right-handed hitters who can hit to the opposite field. Obviously, you got great left-handed hitters that can pull the ball to right. Some of the best hitters in the game are the ones that can go to the opposite field. So even as a right fielder, you got to be on your toes. As Max Horner takes a strike. Horner's the leading run producer for these Spartans, but he's hitless so far in this game. Joel Kennedy, meanwhile, is on deck. He's driven home 2 runs already today. And Horner finds himself ahead in the count at 3-1. This one's elevated down the left field line, but foul. Looked like it had the distance, just not quite the angle. Payoff pitch, and that's ball 4. And with 2 down, Horner draws a walk. Joel Kennedy has already driven home 2 runs in this game. He's got 6 home runs coming into this game. I'm sure he'd love to go yard here at Parkview Field. It wouldn't count towards his regular season record since this is an exhibition game. But you get to come play in a minor league ballpark. Of course you want to hit it out of the yard, but that's not going to happen here. It's flared into shallow right center, and it's Metzler who camps under it. The Blackhawk Christian graduate, a couple of putouts for Trine here in this 4th inning. We've played through 4. We'll go on to inning number 5 after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Well, stop me if you've heard this already. We've got another pitching change. I believe this is Luke Fassoth. I think I'm reading that right on the video board. It's big letters, but I'm reading it from a distance. That'd be the 4th pitcher that, actually the 5th pitcher that Manchester has used in this game. Yep, Luke Fassoth from Marquette Catholic High School in Portage, Indiana. As Cole Schmidt-Huber will come to the plate to lead things off for Trine. Schmidt-Huber takes that one off the plate for a ball. Schmidt-Huber on the season batting .270. That one's laced up the middle. Not that hard as it turns out. Westfield gets to it and he makes the throw. Alex Westfield covering some ground. That'll get Trine back to the top of the order and Luke Burford. Burford, a .315 hitter on the year. Meanwhile, for Fassoth, he does have a 13.5 ERA. He misses with his first pitch. First pitch of this at bat, that is. The second one looked a lot better. 1-1 the count. Up to this point, Trine has had base runners in every inning so far. They can still make that happen. Burford pops that one up. Kaler back. Massing in. It's Kaler's catch. And we've got 2 away here in the top of the 5th. William Toxic, 0 for 2 so far in the game. He comes up with 2 down here in the top of the 5th. That's just off the plate for ball 1. Off the plate again. Toxic batting .241 on the year. He's from McDonald, Pennsylvania, and he laces that one down the right field line. That's extra bases. Toxic turning for second. That is where he will pull in with a double. Toxic just giving off his batting gloves as he gets ready to come back to second base. But a big 2-out knock for Toxic. With a man on and 2 down, Brody Bond will step in. And Bond takes a first pitch strike. So Trine keeps the trend going of getting runners on base every inning. They have yet to cash in. But Bond has a chance to do that. He takes high for a ball. That's down and away. The count goes to 2-1. It's a big hole between first and second. Kaler goes to cover up some of that ground. He was covering the bag just a moment ago, but the count goes to 3-1 on Brody Bond. Bond hitting .256 this year, 15 RBIs and an RBI chance. With Toxic at second base. That's in there for a called strike. No argument from Bond, as it did catch the bottom of the zone apparently. Payoff pitch is in the dirt, ball 4. Runner's going to take off for third, and he's in. That's Toxic who moves up 90 feet. And the Thunder are threatening. As Nathan Gilman will step up, we're going to get a courtesy runner. That's Jake Russell. Freshman from Westfield, Indiana. As Nathan Gilman, the catcher, comes to the plate. And that hit him. The bases are loaded. You could hear it from up here. And Trine is going to send the tying run to the plate. Cole Temple comes up representing the tying run. And I think we're going to get another courtesy runner. Brett Ratcliffe giving that announcement to the home plate umpire. That looks like a number 7. I don't have a number 7. Check that I do. It can't be Luke Metzler. He's in the batting order. It's possible. It's possible that it's Caden Huffnagel, number 17. I thought that was a 7, but again, 7 is Luke Metzler from Trine. So, and he's in the batting order. He's in the 8 hole. So he can't courtesy run. Swing and a miss by Cole Temple. I know this is an exhibition game, but that doesn't mean that everything goes out the window. This one is lifted into center field. Dirkman, long run. He got it. Michael Dirkman makes the play and keeps it a 4-0 lead for Manchester. Trine loads the bases but doesn't score. That is a huge putout for the Manchester Spartans. We'll take a look at it right here on the Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay. As this ball was absolutely elevated by Temple, one of the deeper parts of the park, but Dirkman was able to track it down. And the Spartans get out of a bases-loaded jam. Meanwhile, this update coming from Jaron Matheny. Jackson Pardon, former Carroll Chargers, coming back to Fort Wayne. He played basketball at Carroll, and looks like he's coming back to play basketball at Indiana Tech. That's some big news here in the great city of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Meanwhile, time to get a few more words in from our sponsors. May only get a couple in, may only get one in as it turns out. But we'll try to get it in nonetheless, and this is one of the ones that we always try to get in. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. Always 100. We'll get to that one because, again, another pitching change has been made. And I'll go ahead and check on it. It's Gunnar Willie, the sophomore out of Kendallville, and I believe he'd be an East Noble graduate. So the pitching changes just keep on coming. I'm just going to try and count this up. I think that's 5, maybe 6 pitching changes at this point for the Thunder in this ball game. We will get to that Always 100 sponsorship, and first I'll go ahead and mention that it is no longer the top of the 5th, it is now the bottom of the 5th. I believe this is Cam Bortone set to lead things off for the Manchester Spartans. And Bortone takes downstairs for a ball. That's downstairs again, 2-0. Bortone at this point has had to do nothing but take all the way. He's 0 for 2 with a pop out to short and a ground out to third, I beg your pardon. That one's in there for a called strike. That one catches the zone again. Ground ball hit to second. Toxic gets to it, and he will make the play to first for out number 1. That'll send Donovan Massing, the Leo grad, to the plate. Massing doubled his last time out, but ultimately he got thrown out trying to steal third. He has made a great play out in right field today. He takes that one outside for a ball. Time called. It was called by Massing. Massing batting .330 on the season, 17 RBIs. He has homered. That one misses outside. Breaking ball, that catches the zone. Tried to catch the zone again, but missed the corner, and the count goes to 3-1. Swing and a miss. It's a full count on Massing. Payoff pitch on the way, and that's ball 4. Massing draws a one-out walk. That will send up Alex Westfield. He's 0 for 2 in this ballgame. Only 3 hits so far for Manchester despite their 4-0 lead. Gunnar Willie trying to battle back. He's a East Noble graduate. The pitch on its way, and that's in the dirt for ball 1. Gilman able to block it. And it keeps Massing over at first base. Westfield batting .240 this season. He does have 20 RBIs. He's third on the team in runs batted in, and he lifts this one to left center field. Schmidt-Huber gives chase. That's going to drop for a base hit. Massing got almost all the way to second. He'll just pull in right there. It's the 4th hit of the game for Manchester as Westfield comes up with a single. And Evan Schmittendorf will come to the plate for the Spartans. Spartans are the home team on the scoreboard, but I believe they're farther away from Fort Wayne than Trine is. If I'm not mistaken, Manchester, which is in North Manchester, Indiana, it's about an hour away from Fort Wayne. That's depending on where you live. It's more in the southwest direction. There go the runners. That one's hit to the right side. Both runners are going to advance. The throw to first is in time. That ball bounced on the ground right in front of Toxic. He gets the put out to first. There are 2 outs here in the 5th. But runners on second and third for a guy who's already been productive at the plate today, Owen Ritchie. Ritchie had an RBI double his first time up. His last time up, he did not get a hit. He flew out to center field, but he lined out to Schmidt-Huber out there in center. Right now, he's trying to bring home a run, and he will do that at the very least, maybe 2. 1 run is in, and make it 2. Massing and Westfield both score, and Owen Ritchie has a 2-run single. His 3rd and 2nd RBIs of this game. A 2-run single for Ritchie, and Bo Kaler is up. That's hit number 5 for Manchester in this ballgame. With Clements holding the bag at first, there's a lot of room between first and second. Kaler has a chance to get a hit if he goes that way. Now, of course, you can try to push the ball to the opposite field and still end up grounding out. as Richie digs back in at first. Owen Ritchie had an RBI double his first time up, a 2-run single. He's got 3 RBIs in this game and also had a nice put out from third back in the top of the first. There goes Ritchie on his way to second. The throw is behind him. Toxic gathers it up, and it will go as a stolen base for Owen Ritchie. The pitch was a strike, but this East Noble grad is having a ball game. Not to mention he also scored on a wild pitch. Ben Kaler at the plate. And he flares this one into shallow right. Metzler comes in. Toxic goes back. It's Metzler's call and Metzler's catch. But Owen Ritchie keeps up his good day at the plate. I'll show you his most recent hit here in just a minute as we get ready to go to our next break. 3 RBIs for Ritchie. Most recently, these 2 ribbies. A 2-run single, hard hit over Cole Temple at third. And this East Noble grad is having himself a ball game. We'll be right back in just a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
We go to the 6th inning. And again, my apologies because Manchester has made another pitching change. Rincon is now the pitcher. That's Alvaro Rincon. Again, stop me if you've heard enough about pitching changes already. That'd be the 6th pitching change for Manchester in this ball game. 6 pitching changes in 6 innings, and this is a game where Manchester is leading 6-0. This is an exhibition game, and it was Rick Esposette, the head coach at Manchester, who warned me that, hey, this game could have all kinds of stuff going on with it being an exhibition game. Looks like we got a pinch hitter, too, for Trine. That's on the ground, hit towards short. Westfield has it, and he fires to first for out number 1. This is going to be Jack Villarreal coming to pinch hit for the Trine Thunder. Jack Villarreal, a senior out of Liberty Township, Ohio. Of course, we had the Fairview Apaches and Hicksville Aces take the field earlier today here at Parkview Field. Fairview won that game 7-2. Their guys stuck around for part of this game, but it looks like they have gotten back on the buses. This ball is elevated down the line. Does Horner make the catch? He did not. It's a foul ball. It was a foul ball anyway, but it lands safely for strike 1. I'm not seeing that Villarreal has any plate appearances yet this year for Trine. That's taken for a strike. Count goes to 1-2. The 1-2 delivery, and that's downstairs. The 2-2, ball 3. It's a full count. On the ground to third, Ritchie gathers it, and he will throw to first for the second out, rather. Not quite the final out, but Ritchie with another good play at third. Kyle Martin will come to the plate. So that's 3 straight pinch hitters for the Trine Thunder. Senior out of Bow, New Hampshire. Of course, New Hampshire has plenty of its own beautiful scenery. That's mountain country, New England mountain country. It's home to the White Mountain National Forest, which includes Mount Washington. Although one thing I've heard about Mount Washington is that it's home to the world's worst weather. Or at the very least, some of the world's worst weather. So if you go there, dress for the cold, dress for the rain, you might want to dress for both. If you go there in the winter, certainly dress for the snow. 1-1 the count here on Martin, and he takes up and in. Now, I'm not sure what part of the state Bow, New Hampshire is in. Calling him Kmart from the Trine dugout. That's fouled, and apparently it hit Schmittendorf, maybe on the upper leg. Of course, I'm not sure how much you want to be known as Kmart nowadays, because Kmart stores were quite a thing when I was growing up. They're hardly a thing now. I went to Huntington University, and they had a Kmart over there, but closed down some years ago, and there was a Kmart in Fostoria, Ohio. I've been to Fostoria, Ohio, but the Kmart over there is not in use whatsoever. 2-2 the count here on Martin. But, of course, when your name is Kyle Martin, getting the nickname Kmart almost comes with the territory. Now, Martin is batting .224 on the season. He's got a full count that he's working with against Rincon. Swing and a miss. Actually, foul tipped it into the glove, and that is a strikeout to get us to the middle of the sixth. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth, and before we do, I'll get a few more words in from our sponsors. It is because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you high school sports, and in this case, college baseball here on SummitCitySports.com. Always 100 keeps their academy drills and skills going on through May 28th of this year. Did start last year in August. They'll probably start around the same time this year. Camps go on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 5 to 6:30 p.m. It's for kids grades pre-K through 12th. You'll get to work on dribbling, shooting, passing, and defense. For more information, contact Always 100 at 260-444-2788 or visit them online at www.always100basketball.net. Of course, we always appreciate the good folks over at Always 100. Nard Hollins, the founder of Always 100, is a former Northside legend. Does a great job running that camp. And Keith Edmonds, who does basketball for us, usually works with Tim Atkinson, although I've also gotten the pleasure of working with Keith in my time at Summit City Sports, does a great job, very knowledgeable when it comes to the game of basketball. And it looks like the MVP All-Star Showcase is still going on with Midwest AM versus Team MVP. That's Mitch Sturm's organization, MVP basketball that he runs, and a lot of those events take place at the Boys and Girls Club in South Fort Wayne. But they'll also have games from time to time that take place at Hoosier Gym in Knightstown. I think we've got a pinch hitter here for Manchester as well. That pitch is off the plate for a ball. I think this is Cole Mulhauser from Greenwood Christian Academy. And Mulhauser with a swing and a miss. He'd be batting in Michael Dirkman's spot. He's got a 1-1 count, and he fouls that one off. The 1-2 on its way, and that one's fouled off. It stays 1-2. The 1-2 delivery, and that is off the plate. On the ground towards short. Burford backhands it, throws to first, got him. That was Villarreal at first. And we've got one down here in the bottom of the sixth. Max Horner will come to the plate. That's downstairs. No, it's called a strike. On the ground, hit to third. Throw comes to first. Dug out again by Villarreal. They'll send up Joel Kennedy. Joel Kennedy, 1 for 3 so far. Hit a 2-run single. I believe that was back in the second inning when Manchester got 4 of their runs. They got 4 in the second, 2 more in the fifth. And Kennedy takes that one inside for ball 2. Oh, it hit him. Would have been ball 2 had it not hit him. But as it is, the Spartans have a man aboard. And Cam Bartone will come to the plate. He's 0 for 3 so far. But he comes up with a man on and 2 down here in the bottom of the sixth. Upstairs. Inside for a 2-0 count. Upstairs, that'll make the count 3-0. Too high, ball 4. And back-to-back base runners for the Manchester Spartans. That'll send the Leo grad Donovan Massing to the plate. He's walked, doubled, and grounded out to short. did score a run earlier in this game on an Owen Ritchie double. That first pitch is taken for a ball. Up and in, 2-0. Massing made a nice play out in right field. Back in the first inning. Of course, that was off the bat of a right-handed hitter, so don't get the idea that just because you play right field doesn't mean you'll never see a fly ball. You'll see plenty of them. That's ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. And Manchester has loaded the bases. Alex Westfield will step up for the Spartans. No doubt he's at least looking to add to this lead. This with a walk or a base hit, but he takes off the plate, and with back-to-back 4-pitch walks, wouldn't be surprising if Rick Esposette were to have Alex Westfield keep taking pitches until he finally sees a strike. He hasn't seen one yet, and I think that's still Gilmet behind the plate. He'll go have a little word I think that's Gary Boyer on the mound right now. They've already used Joseph Banson. At least I think they have. There's been a lot of pitching changes in this game. Just about every inning, somebody's changing pitchers. And that's mainly because this is an exhibition game. You have a little more freedom to do that. Well, there's a swing and a miss of what looked like a breaking ball. So Westfield apparently not taking all the way. I think he wanted to deposit that ball into the seats. He fouls that one off, and it's 2-2. Thunder trying to get out of this jam. The Spartans got out of one in the top of the 6th inning. They had the bases loaded. Trine did. Swing and a miss. And the Thunder do get out of it. Still a 6-0 lead for Manchester, and we will go on to the 7th. You're watching you're watching the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions, but I ain't really the game on. We make sure they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even stop me. The robbers probably wanna get me on my and I Lamborghinis. The Yankees turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't.
Well, folks, another new pitcher has come into the ball game for Manchester. That's been happening all night long, not just for Manchester, but they've been making pitching changes. Trine's been making pitching changes every inning, and I'm just trying to keep up with all of it. So my apologies. I think that's Noah Perkins who's on the mound for Manchester. Number 49, Noah Perkins, a freshman from Avila, Indiana, transferred over from Wright State. Probably would have gone to East Noble High School. Avila is fairly close to Kendallville. In fact, if you go from Fort Wayne to Kendallville, you'll go through Avila. In fact, you'll go past the McDonald's in Avila that's connected to a BP gas station. So there's a good chance that he would have gone to East Noble when he was in high school. Cole Schmidt-Huber comes to the plate here in inning number 7. Trine has threatened, at least they've got runners on base in every inning, but have not been able to cash in. Swing and a miss. That was a nice breaking ball. And yes, that is Noah Perkins, number 49 on the mound. Perkins has yet to give up a run this year on the mound, as he misses downstairs for ball 1. Slap foul, and the count goes to 1-2. Manchester got 2 runs in the 5th. They got 4 runs in the 2nd. That is in there for a called strike. Perkins painted the inside corner. And Schmidt-Huber is gone. So we got a pinch hitter. This is Luke Burford's spot. Justin Hamburg, a junior from Westerville, Ohio. Swing and a miss at an upstairs fastball. Hamburg, a .255 hitter. He has 6 RBIs this year. Of course, this is a little bit more common. Late in the game, coaches will often start to dig into their bench, bring up a few more pinch hitters, make some defensive changes. It's a little bit more common than having, 7 relievers in 7 innings? That makes it 2-1 on that pitch from Noah Perkins. You put 7 relievers on the mound in 7 innings, you're going to keep just about everybody on their toes. Maybe the fans, if they're keeping track of who's in the game. Certainly the announcer, play-by-play announcer, PA announcer, official scorekeeper. Of course, when you're a PA announcer, you're on the mic off and on all night long, but even then you got to be on your toes. And I think Chris Darby knows that. He's handling the PA mic tonight here at Parkview Field. This one's popped up on the infield. Schmittendorf behind the plate. And he makes the catch. Little tumbling act, but he pulled it in. And while I will admit, he dropped the mask a little bit early, he's able to pull in the catch. And we've got another pinch hitter for the Thunder. Josh Paremba, sophomore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Well, I mentioned the score of the Cardinals-Pirates game earlier. I'm just going out on a limb here, but I bet he had a rooting interest in that one. Still does have a rooting interest. Now, right now he's got to be focused on this game here. But I'm sure when he gets home he's going to want to check on that game, Cardinals versus Pirates. That was called a ball. Count goes to 2-0. And that runs the count to 3-0. Can tell you that Cardinals-Pirates score is now 5-3. Cardinals are still leading, but Pittsburgh's not going away. That's a called strike. That game's in the top of the 8th. This game's in the top of the 7th. That's ball 4. So Paremba draws a 2-out walk. He was batting in William Toxic's spot. This would be Brody Bond's spot, but instead it's going to be Tyler Wise, I beg your pardon. Senior from Medina, Ohio. Got a stray baseball. It rolls all the way to the backstop, but they're going to pick that up. That may be foul territory back there, but every now and then the catcher has to wander that direction. Schmittendorf didn't have to travel that far when he caught the pop-up for out number 2 this inning. But you never know how far the next pop-up's going to travel. That one goes upstairs. Sent foul. That was a hard hit foul. Tyler Wise is batting .471. Now, he's only started 4 games. He's played in 7. He's got a big hole to the right side of the infield, and he might have been trying to go that way, but he fouls it off, and the count goes to 1-2. They do have a 7th-inning stretch in college baseball, though I don't think NAIA recognizes it nearly as much as they do in college. Of course, college baseball does go 9 innings. Now, if you go up 10 runs in the 7th inning or later, you can win via 10-run rule. Now, if it's the top of the 7th and the visiting team goes up 10-0 or by 10 runs, the home's team still gets to bat in the bottom of the 7th, but if they don't make it a 9-run game or lower, then the game would be over. If they do make it a 9-run game or 8-run game or a smaller margin than that, the game keeps going. This is a well-hit fly ball into center field, but it's going to be run down and caught. Well, now I think I can say that it is time to stretch. Here at Parkview Field. They may not sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" for this NAIA game, but in college baseball they do have a 7th-inning stretch. Regardless, I'm going to go ahead and get a few more words in from our sponsors. It's because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you these broadcasts of games such as the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic here on SummitCitySports.com. The 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana, we are LIUNA. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit tjwindustrial.com. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu. Shioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Jolly Law Firm is the area's best criminal defense firm, helping defend the accused from the government. Whether you are facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolly Law Firm is the answer. We're here at Parkview Field in Fort Wayne, Indiana, downtown Fort Wayne, Indiana. Manchester leads Trine by a score of 6-0. And we might have some pinch hitters coming up. Do have another pitcher, and that's been a theme all night long. Pitching changes just about every inning. I believe that's Joseph Clausen from Coldwater, Michigan. Coming to take the bump. I believe he's now the 8th pitcher used by Trine in this ball game. They've used a whole lot of them. Manchester's used a whole lot of them. And folks, if you ever want to get into sports broadcasting, it is a fun gig. And probably the most rewarding part about it is getting to see all the different athletes, especially local athletes in your area. But sometimes you're kept on your toes more often than others. First pitch swinging and it's fouled off. We do, meanwhile, have a pinch hitter here. This is number 34, Matthew Subler, a freshman out of Versailles, Ohio. And he takes downstairs for a ball. The count goes to 1-1. Subler batting 154 this year. And he takes that one downstairs for ball 2. That is Owen Ritchie on deck. So this is Evan Schmittendorf's spot in the order. That's hit to the right side. Nice diving stab at short, and the throw is in time to first. Good job by Villarreal to make the catch. Owen Ritchie's going to come up. Ritchie has had himself a ball game at the plate today. He's 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. An RBI double and then a 2-run single. He's done half the damage so far today for Manchester as he takes the first pitch strike. We'll have another pitch come his way here in a moment, and it's down and away for ball 1. Even count, 1 down. And that is Bo Kaler, starting second baseman, who's on deck. So he remains in the lineup for the time being. That's bounced to short. Another backhand job by Burford, and that throw is in time. That'll send Bo Kaler to the plate. Swing and a miss. That ball pops out of the glove of Gilmet. It was a strike. It was a strike because it was a swing and a miss. Cole Mulhauser is on deck. He's already hit once in this ball game. Hit to third, dug out at third by Temple, and skips into the glove of Villarreal at first. 1, 2, 3 go the Spartans. In the bottom of the 7th, we'll go to the 8th on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Matthew Subler is the catcher. Had a lot of pitching changes already in this ball game. I'd say that Manchester's probably used up almost all their bullpen. They've made at least 7 pitching changes in the ball game already. Trine's made a lot of pitching changes as well. Now, this is an exhibition game. And it looks like we may have some more pinch hitters coming up. Spencer Rodriguez has grabbed a bat. He's in the on-deck circle. There's a high throw on the throw down to second base. Good news for Manchester is there's nobody aboard right now. Manchester had 4 runs in the second, 2 in the fifth. Those are the only runs of this game so far. Spencer Rodriguez, a senior out of Loveland, Ohio. He's a .219 hitter this year. He has started 11 games. Pitch on the way, bounce to third. I believe that's still Ritchie out there at third, and he makes the throw to first in time. Yep, that's Ritchie. He's remained in the ball game, and Ritchie continues to have himself a good ball game. If you're an East Noble fan, if you have any connection to East Noble, you'll probably like the day that Ritchie has turned in at the plate. 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. 2-run single and an RBI double. That's down and away for a ball. And I think that's Colton Reinhardt from Centerville, Indiana, who's at the plate for Trine. He takes that one downstairs. Two and one the count. On the ground to second. Kaler is there, and his throw is in time. Two up, 2 down so far here in the 8th inning. As I recall, the Thunder have put runners on base in every inning so far in this ball game. This is Jaden Costura, the freshman. I believe he's already had an at-bat in this game. He's from Tequesta, Florida. You see a lot of Indiana natives on this Trine roster. You see a good share of Ohio natives. But you also got William Toxic from McDonald, Pennsylvania. Cole Schmidhuber from Brighton, Colorado. Josh Paremba from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We've already seen Kyle Martin from Bow, New Hampshire. One player we haven't seen is Henry Williams from Wapaka, Wisconsin. Now, what I'm seeing here is that he's injured. It's according to the roster. Meanwhile, it's a 1-1 count on Costura. And that one's wide. Fouled off. 2-2 the count. Costura batting .167 on the season, and he takes that one on the bottom of the zone for a called strike 3. Well, Manchester will look to add some insurance in the bottom of the 8th, and depending on how much they get, they'll look to close it out in the top of the 9th. We'll come back in just a moment. This is the PSM Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Well, on the bump for the Thunder is Tyler Stuvey. Tyler Stuvey is a sophomore out of Minster, Ohio, and yes, it's another pitching change for the Trine Thunder. They've used a lot of pitching changes. So too has Manchester. Stuvey, a 13.03 earned run average this season. And what Manchester's looking to do here is either get some insurance. Well, they are looking to get some insurance, but then they're looking to close it out in the ninth, and that's depending on how many runs worth of insurance they get. Cole Mulhauser is the batter. He's hitting in Michael Dirkman's spot. This is Mulhauser's second at bat of the game, and he takes inside for ball one. The 1-0 on its way, and that's fouled off. Count goes to 1-1. On the ground to third. The throw from third is in time. One down here in the bottom of the eighth. Gonna have another pinch hitter here for Manchester. I think that's Casey Kelly from St. Paris, Ohio. It is Kelly indeed. Left-handed batter batting in Max Horner's spot, so Horner's done for the night. Horner's the leading run producer for Manchester. Didn't get any hits today. Manchester as a team, had 5 hits. If you're looking for another one, we do have another pinch hitter on deck. That's Alvaro Rincon. He's done some pitching in this ball game. That's down and away. 2-0 the count. That's downstairs. Count runs to 3-0. And that's downstairs for ball 4. Well, Alvaro Rincon's going to bat in Joel Kennedy's spot. He's a sophomore out of Westfield, Indiana, graduate of Carmel High School. Up the middle, off the mound. Gloved at second. Double play. That'll take us to the 9th inning. Last chance for the Thunder as they are down 6-0. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSM, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Going line, so I tell the truth all the time. Ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions, but I ain't really the game up. We make sure they trap down. They see how I made it. I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me. A stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on my and I Lamborghinis. The Yankees turn in my city. They try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't.
Well, stop me if you've heard this already. Another pitching change for Manchester. Axel Cummings comes onto the mound. He's got an earned run average of 6.6 on the season so far. Comes into this game 20 strikeouts and 19 walks. He's a sophomore out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Villarreal coming to bat for Trine. Jack Villarreal, the senior from Liberty Township, Ohio. Taking over at first base for Cole Clements, and I believe he's batting in Clements' spot. He takes that one down and away.
Here,
my apologies there, hit the wrong button, folks. 1-0 pitch on the way, swung on and missed, make it a 1-1 count. Manchester scored 4 runs in the first inning, make that the second inning, then 2 more in the fifth. Off the screen, it's going to go to 1-2. That pitch is low, and it's ball 2. This game doesn't count to anybody's regular season record since it is an exhibition game. Laced down the line, but foul into the Trine bullpen. Last 2 days, this has been the only game where the home team has actually been in the first base dugout. Now, different ballparks do it differently. But when the Tin Caps are here for a homestand, they set up in the first base dugout. Some teams will use the third base dugout as their home dugout as that ball is flared into shallow right field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. That's extra bases for Villarreal. He's going to pull into second with a leadoff double. That's the 4th hit of the game for the Thunder, and Kyle Martin will come up next. Kyle Martin's had a couple of bats under his belt so far in this game. He's a senior out of Bow, New Hampshire. He takes just off the plate for a ball. Trine looking for a rally here in the 9th inning. That's down and away. Down and in, I beg your pardon. On the ground toward short. Bobbled it short. Everybody's safe. Martin is aboard. Villarreal at third. And Ryan Ferguson, the freshman from Columbus, Ohio, will come to the plate. His teammates call him Fergie from the dugout. Chance for Trine to get on the board with runners on the corners. Swing and a miss. That was scored an error at short. Not sure if that's Westfield still out there for Manchester. We've had a lot of pinch hitters. Of course, that'll happen late in ball games as that pitch is down and in to make it a 1-1 count. Ritchie playing back at third. That's fouled off to make it a 1-2 count. Trine has put runners on base in just about every inning of this game. In fact, I think they have put runners on base in every inning. That was Cam Bortone who went to chase down that foul ball. Bounced foul past third. Villarreal just able to get out of the way. Popped up. That's going to get out of play. Subler was hoping he'd have a chance to make the catch. But instead, the ball goes foul. It's a 1-2 count. On the corner for a called strike. Justin Hamburg will stand in. As Axel Cummings gets his first strikeout of this game. On the ground to third. Ritchie's got it. He'll go to second, get the out there. And it's dropped over at first. A run is in for Trine. And they'll get another chance. Well, Ritchie got the lead runner. But Kaler, his throw was dropped by Kennedy over there at first. And here's Paremba, Josh Paremba. Sophomore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, swing and a miss at a breaking ball. So Trine is able to avoid the shutout. Pitch on its way, and that's downstairs. Subler able to keep it in front. That one runs way inside. It's a 2-1 count on Josh Paremba. Some of the Trine guys just brought down a bunch of boxes of Domino's pizza. Right now they still got a chance to rally, but that ball is fouled off, and we got a 2-2 count. The Thunder are now down to their last strike. Laced into center field. And that is caught. I believe that's Horner. And that's the game. Manchester wins this one 6-1. They get to celebrate a win here at the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic. The Manchester Spartans a winner today, 6-1 over the Trine Thunder. It's time to recognize our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game. That player is going to be Owen Ritchie. Owen Ritchie goes 2 for 4 at the plate, 3 RBIs, and also makes some really good plays from third base. Owen Ritchie, your PSM player of the game. And that's going to do it from here at Parkview Field. The Manchester Spartans beat the Trine Thunder 6-1. For my cameraman Matt Jackson, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Parkview Field. We'll see you again in 2 weeks at the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic. You've been watching the PSM Baseball Classic here on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream